finish off with the heavyweight bout. Went down Saturday.
Heavyweight upset.
That's
Literally
the best.
ruined.
That is the best description I've heard of the fight. Yeah. It did. To an extent, though.
I don't know. It was literally the thing I was worried about because I said this before the fight. I'm like, if there is going to be an upset, it's coming in this fight. Joshua needs to take this as serious as he's taken any fight in his whole career. And he thought it was going to be easy. It showed he was doing it perfect. First 3 rounds. Exactly.
So what round did it end in? 7th?
I think it was 5th, no?
6th? No, it was not 5th.
Or 6th, maybe?
We had some beers in us, but I'll find it. You keep talking.
Yeah. But he was doing it perfect. It's exactly. I was even saying it as the fight was going. For first 2-3 rounds, you throw the jab. You keep feeling him out with that jab. You turn it over to a hook. And it was landing on Ruiz every single time.
7th round TKO.
7th round? Okay, I guess he had. How many rounds? So he had like 3 rounds to recover. He still never recovered.
Didn't. I said during the fight. I said right now he's living for the time between rounds after that 4th, 5th round.
And he was fatiguing in that fight. Like, I didn't understand. After he got dropped those few times in the 3rd round and came into the 4th, 5th, he was taking body shots and just had he had his left hand completely down.
I had asked
his right
you.
hand right on his cheek. Yeah. And just walking around the ring like he's just like, you're the champ, man. Like, I
had asked you in the 4th or 5th round.
Fucking, like, if you want, like, he keeps talking about himself, like, he wants to be in the stature of, like, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, even fucking Deontay Wilder. As bad
Rome
as
was not built overnight.
Exactly. As bad as Deontay Wilder's technique is, you can't count out the man's heart. The guy has countless times been in fights where he's getting his ass beat, and he somehow finds a way to win.
Who was that? Ruiz?
Deontay Wilder.
Oh, Deontay Wilder. Now,
this is where I didn't see that from Joshua. After he got dropped those few times in the 3rd round, virtually it looked like almost Ruiz was defending his title.
Now, I saw some commentators, analysts talking about how in his previous fights, he has been in that situation where he's gotten dropped, hit once or twice.
Klitschko, he got dropped, got back up and finished the
fight.
Got
back up, so he dropped Klitschko, then Klitschko dropped him. Exactly how this fight happened, but then he got up and finished off Klitschko. But why couldn't he do that to Ruiz?
You know where that came? So before that fight even occurred, this is when he was in the amateurs. He sparred with Klitschko. He knew, like, Klitschko was, like, top dog. He was the best heavyweight in that era. And he knew how tough that fight was going to be, so he knew he needed heart for that fight. He knew if adversity's going to hit me at some point in that fight, and I'm going to need to fight back from something. In this fight, I felt like he came in thinking, I'm going to finish this guy off, make it devastating. People are going to be talking about me against Wilder. And as soon as adversity hit him in that fight, I felt he was not ready for it, and it showed because he could not come back from it. He got dropped in the 3rd round and got finished in the 7th.
So you think
like, what heavyweight champion you had rounds to recover. He kept saying at the after the fight, I couldn't recover. You had the rounds to recover. Your corner was telling you exactly what to do, and you chose not to do it. You kept stepping in with your 1-2 and thinking that you can knock this shorter guy out.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I felt like he wasn't prepared for that kind of fight. That's what it looked like to me. And you should have been, because you knew Andy Ruiz was a tough guy coming into the fight.
Do you think it was a trap fight? Like, often we say basketball, hockey, there's a trap game where maybe you're looking to, all right, so the Raptors are playing Houston Rockets in 4 days, but the next day they're playing the Orlando Magic, and they're just thinking about that Houston game. So they're not really thinking about Magic, and you end up losing that fight because you're too worried about.
Even before the fight, all they kept talking about is who he's going to fight next.
Yeah. So
I said don't write off Ruiz. Don't write him off, because if anyone's going to pull the upset, he's going to do it.
So
and he did.
Essentially, it looked like Joshua just took everything way too easy, right?
Yep.
And fell flat on his face. Now,
confusing enough, though, because I said this when you asked me, would you put your money on Ruiz winning the fight? Because I said Ruiz could pull the upset, and I said no, because I was watching these interviews, and Joshua convinced me that he knew this was going to be a tough fight. However, fight day came, and he clearly had no idea how tough this was going to be.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, though. There is a rematch clause in this contract, which
almost every heavyweight championship, any championship fight.
Now, is it for both sides can ask for a rematch, or just the title holder?
It's the title holder.
If he gets upset.
So in the contract is, Ruiz, you get to fight Joshua. If you do win the fight, you got to give him the rematch if he asks for it.
Okay.
But if he beats Ruiz has no right to ask for a rematch. He could ask for it, but it's not going to happen.
So, I don't know, how often do boxers fight? Like, what's a reasonable timeline between fights for Anthony Joshua?
Joshua, probably two, maybe 3 a year. So if he a year, bro, they already his promoter Eddie Hearn already talked about it after. He's saying if they do fight, he thinks like, because he knows Joshua would come back for like a September fight, but he thinks it wouldn't be possible to make it not until like November.
Okay, that's not a year. We're in May.
No, but I'm saying this.
Sorry, June.
He's only fought once this year so far. So the year
would that'd be 6 months from now.
No, but I mean like that year would end off with him only fighting twice a year.
Yeah, I thought you said a year between fights.
No. He fights 2 to 3 times a year.
Really? So then that's not the end of the world. You were so upset because you wanted to see Joshua versus Wilder.
Yeah.
And you thought the only way that would happen.
Well, I thought that's literally the fight they it was there to make for fucking probably 2 years now.
Okay, but it's not gone yet. If they do this rematch, September to November, even December, 6 months from now, and then after that Joshua wins, gets all of his belts back, you schedule 6 months from then, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua.
Like, I know styles make fights and shit, but imagine Deontay Wilder hit him with those shots.
Oh, he's fucked.
Ruiz does not hit nearly as hard as Wilder. Like, not even close. Like, that was, like, Ruiz usually TKOs guys. I've never seen him drop someone that many times. Never. I've never seen him, like, he's a great fighter. He's so quick. How he usually wins is with his combinations, counterpunching. He was dropping Joshua with every shot that he landed. So, like, that, it almost exposed him. People there's no excitement for that Wilder fight anymore. Wilder even said he's fighting Luis Ortiz next, a guy he already beat, but he faced adversity and there's some controversy in it, so he wants to fight him again to end it. And he said after that fight, I'm going for Tyson Fury too, who he had a draw with in the first fight.
Tyson Fury looks like a scary motherfucker to me, man.
Tyson Fury?
That big white guy?
Yeah, he is.
Dude, I was Googling some images. I'm like, I think he would eat Joshua for breakfast and would eat me for appetizer.
Bro, again, I thought Joshua could beat both of those guys. Wilder.
Here's
I don't think he has a chance against either.
That's why when I was posting that Instagram post of you saying you predicted this, I asked, is Joshua who we thought he was? I think this showed us. But how much do you put in stock as, okay, he's not who we thought he was and he just took this fight way too easy and was not even paying attention?
There's been talk about it.
What's the split? It can't be both ways. Is it both ways or is it one way?
What?
Is it that he's not who he thought he was? He's not the guy who can fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and he's actually, the best heavyweight fighter? Is he just not that what we thought he was? Or is that he just took that fight too easy and just whatever, he'll fight him next to him and kick his ass and then be ready?
He's not who he thought he was.
All right.
Because
so then don't talk about he took Ruiz easy. Huh? Then don't talk about that then.
No.
I'm just saying he's not who he thought he was and he's done.
As I said, he talked about before the fight saying how hard of a fight this is going to be. But I'm just saying, from watching it, I've never seen a heavyweight champion act like that in a fight. He was getting dropped and he'd look over the corner and smile and shit. Did you see that? He was pointing at people in the audience, smiling and shit. Yeah, you're getting your ass beat in a fight.
That's why I don't think it's that, he's not who we thought he was so much. It was a trap fight for him. I put some fault in his promoter.
When you look at...
First of all, tell me, Jarrell Miller, how much better is Jarrell Miller than Andy Ruiz?
I can tell you right now, Jarrell Miller hits like a fucking truck.
Okay, so Jarrell Miller has won his last 7 fights. Anthony Joshua's getting ready for war against Jarrell Miller.
Yep.
And then that guy gets caught for all the PEDs. He gets thrown this little fat boy, Andy Ruiz, takes him light as shit, gets his ass kicked because he's not prepared.
Yep.
How does that mean that he's not who he thought he was? He has no chance against anybody now.
Listen, once they gave Ruiz, a lot of people were saying his promoter Eddie Hearn fucked up. Because he gave him a guy almost that fights the same as Jarrell Miller, but is way quicker. And is a freaking counter fighter.
His promoter's a damn idiot. The guy looks like a loser, first of all, when they're interviewing him after.
Bro, you don't understand how much hate this guy gets. Eddie Hearn. This guy had a fighter.
So hold on. If everybody hates him, how does he end up with the client who's literally the face of the future of boxing?
He's able to get them the money. He's getting Joshua paid like $30 million a fight, while these other guys are getting paid $1 million or $2 million.
Wow.
This is why I'm saying this whole Deontay Wilder fight has been fucked up for 2 years because of him. He constantly sends Wilder saying so Joshua will get paid about $30-40 million, and then whatever fight generates, he would get 70% of it, and Wilder would be getting 30.
That's even what.
So that's like almost saying Wilder is just like, oh, we're giving you an opportunity, when he is the champ as well. Like, where you guys are unifying for the belts. So it has to be
they each have multiple. That's the thing about boxing, right?
That's all Deontay was asking for.
It's
50-50 split.
It's not UFC where it's one guy has a belt and one guy's a contender.
There's no organization,
right?
Yeah.
It's they each got 3 or 4 belts and the winner's gonna get 7, but you're both pretty even killed, right? And that is even what Joshua hinted at in not so many words on the Breakfast Club interview.
Yeah.
He said, between me, my promoter, and their side, we kind of both, messed shit up in making this fight happen.
It was. I'm telling you, it was all on Joshua's side, because every time they brought up Eddie Hearn into the conversation, I know what a weasel he is. He always wants, because he wants it set up that if Joshua does lose that fight, he ends up in the better side, because he got paid way more than Deontay Wilder did. Even though Deontay Wilder has all the belts now, won the fight, has the credibility now of being the best heavyweight, Joshua's more set.
I will say this though, from a guy who's not a big, boxing fan.
Yeah.
I watch the big fights, right? I think Joshua is more marketable than Deontay Wilder. He's more relatable to the average person.
I disagree with the marketable. You know who's the most marketable fighter in boxing?
Who?
Mike Tyson. You know why? Because people were terrified of what Mike Tyson's gonna do to the guy in the ring.
But I don't really see.
Did you hear what Wilder said in his last fight?
What did he say?
That he wants the body on his record.
Oh, okay, I heard
they
that.
They investigated him after that. But even though there's no investigation, he said it.
Addis, you're talking Mike Tyson, 80s, 90s. The world is soft in 2019. People do not want to see that. Okay? The way it is now, Anthony Joshua was the future of boxing. Now this takes a big hit to, I think, as boxing as a whole, what they were trying to do.
But I'm telling you, it's been talked about before how they
But as the point I was getting to is, that's why it's not crazy to me to think that Joshua should be paid maybe a little bit more than a Wilder. I don't think it should be a 70-30. That is retarded.
Yeah.
But because he is the more marketable guy, people are going to watch Deontay Wilder who are heavy boxing fans because they want to see him murder somebody.
Bro. People want to see Deontay Wilder because they know they're going to see a knockout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People who are big boxing fans.
No, but I mean, even you would want to watch Deontay Wilder, because...
Yeah, but I don't even know nothing about Deontay Wilder. I know some stuff, but everybody you talk to, everybody was watching Anthony Joshua this weekend. People have never watched boxing in their lives. People who are like that, our buddies. Bovin has never watched a Deontay Wilder fight in his life. This guy couldn't wait to watch Anthony Joshua.
Deontay Wilder's, again, because you're saying how soft this generation is.
Yeah.
He's
not calling our buddy soft, but
they keep calling him a PR nightmare, because he won't listen to his PR rep. If they tell him, please don't talk about killing someone, don't talk about saying that you want this guy to die in this fight.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck you. I'm talking how I feel.
Yeah.
And fuck.
So what I'm saying is
that fires me up.
You know the hardcore boxing fans like yourself are gonna be there when there's a Deontay Wilder fight, right? And whether he's fighting Joshua or somebody else. But
the thing is,
you never even let me finish this point.
I'm saying Deontay Wilder, they'll only be there if he's fighting, because in the heavyweight
I'm saying if it's a Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight, right? The hardcore fans, they know what Wilder's about, and whether he's fighting somebody else. But the generic people who are just, there's a big fight going on. Nobody was talking about Deontay Wilder versus that Brazil guy the way this hype caught with Joshua facing a replacement Andy Ruiz. I'm telling you, he's more marketable, he's more relatable to the people, and he will bring
in the media and the commercials.
There you go. They're more marketable, and he will bring more money to the event, to pay-per-view than Deontay Wilder will.
You can't have those We've talked about this countless times.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm saying from the money standpoint, when it comes to Joshua versus Wilder, why Joshua potentially has an argument why he should make more money. He is going to bring more people to that pay-per-view and to pay for it and make the more money than Deontay Wilder will. Because those hardcore fans are going to come regardless with Wilder. But they're just watching boxing. Joshua is bringing those casual fans.
But again, people are not going to be paying for pay-per-views seeing Joshua Ruiz. You know what they're going to do? Stream it somewhere. Find a free stream. Deontay Wilder and Joshua, people don't want to miss that fight. And this is where he fucked up. Because he chose... Okay, when he was in England, his career was so set up that he would fight guys so, I'll just quickly round this up. He fought guys before they were in their primes.
Who? Joshua or Wilder?
No, Joshua. And then when he fought Klitschko, which was his biggest fight they talked about, that was Klitschko's last fight before retirement. He was getting close to 40. Now, comes over to the States, has no idea who these fighters are. They fucked up. They chose the wrong guy, knocked him out. Now
his promoter's a moron. What have you been saying?
Future fights are ruined.
But here's the thing. You're so pissed. I was pissed that Joshua lost, but you're so pissed because you want to see these fights, right?
Yeah.
But
he ruined those fights.
As Joshua said, this is not the end of the road. It's a long road to get to where you want to be. How old is Joshua? He's pretty young. I know Wilder's old, but his career, he did not F up his whole career here or something.
Everyone knows in boxing, like, it's stupid, but in boxing it's true. Once you lose that undefeated record, people stop looking at you, really. Look at Mayweather. You know why Mayweather was fucking the biggest pay-per-view draw in boxing?
Well, yeah, because he never lost.
Never lost.
He also runs away during the fights, but I'm going to...
The fights are different. Hey, when he fights, I can understand why people don't enjoy it. I enjoy it because I'm an avid boxing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Fan, but people still bought it. People knew it was going to be a bad fight watching it, but you still bought it because you wanted to see, is he going to lose?
Dude, I thought
Joshua does not have that market.
You said the other day Deontay Wilder was so old. He's only 33.
No, he has to be older than 33.
I'm telling you, he's only 33. So, I don't know why you're so worked up. There is still so much time for that fight to happen. If Joshua beats Ruiz, maybe gets another fight under his belt to learn the North American fighters.
Not as big anymore. And that's fact. Because again,
but still, how long did it take for Pacquiao and Floyd? And they were so old. Didn't Pacquiao lose before that fight? But it was still so hyped.
In boxing.
No, it always happened. But this is the way it is in boxing. No, nobody fights each other in their prime, which is what we were talking about the other day.
But I'm saying basic fans were so hyped about that fight. I knew I'm like, this is
gonna be shit.
The fight to see. And it's gonna be a bad fight. So every time people were getting mad after, I'm like, what the fuck did you expect? You expect them to both just trying to kill each other? No, because that's not how they fight, and they're not.
That's not where they are in their careers.
Exactly.
And that's why I posed a question to you after that fight. I said, when's the last time two heavyweights in their prime that were title contenders fought?
Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
Before that?
They're the only two to...
Before that?
Huh?
We're talking 90s now.
Oh, heavyweight boxing's been dead forever.
Exactly.
And now it's finally alive, and now Joshua just fucked it up again by losing.
All right, it's all his fault. But that's what I mean is, that's the way boxing is since Mike Tyson, all those guys, that whole generation retired. The heavyweight has always been the top division of boxing, and it sucked because nobody fights in their prime. There hasn't been those big names until now, and I think we're still gonna see it. I don't know how old Joshua is, but he's younger than 30, and it's gonna happen. And Wilder's only 33. This is not gonna be a Floyd and Pacquiao 2.0. They're gonna fight within the next 2 years. Mark my words, and it'll be a good fight.
A lot of especially with heavyweight boxing, 35 is usually the age you start diminishing. So
as I said, he'll fight Ruiz November, and then 6 months from there. Because when's that Wilder fight happening where he said he's gonna fight the next guy?
Luis Ortiz. I don't think they haven't announced.
Okay, so that'll probably be within 6 months.
Yeah.
And then after Joshua and Ruiz, they can schedule Joshua Wilder.
Wilder's not looking at Joshua anymore. He's looking for Fury next.
All right, that's still gonna be a sick fight.
No, that's a sick fight, but that's 2.0. What I mean. Joshua kind of just took himself out of that. It was the three heavyweights: Fury, Wilder, Joshua. Now it's Fury, Wilder.
What I foresee happening: Joshua beats Ruiz. Deontay does.
That's the thing. Can Joshua beat Ruiz?
Listen, he will. Okay, so Deontay beats whoever he's fighting next, and then Deontay goes to fight Fury for the second time, and then so that guy is gonna be dubbed the best in heavyweight. Whoever wins that fight.
Yeah.
Joshua will end up fighting the loser of that fight, and then if he wins, we'll fight whoever won that fight. If he loses, he's done. But that's what I think is gonna happen. The loser of Wilder Fury is gonna fight Joshua.
Yeah.
And then
that Wilder Fury fight's not gonna happen. They said late 2020.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're thinking 3 years from now we might see the fight, which is again Pacquiao Mayweather, which I don't want to see happen.
Dude, those guys were both late 30s.
Huh?
Those guys were both late 30s at that point. No?
Yeah.
Totally different. All right, we've. You know what? Boxing is back. As much as you're trying to say Joshua just killed it, I've never had a 15 to 20 minute.
He killed the money fight.
Yeah, I've never had a 15, 20 minute discussion, and never thought I would on a podcast about heavyweight boxing.
And now you do.
So it's back. All right, and let's end off there. I still like Anthony Joshua. UK, I'm sorry. We sat the hell down.
I'm sorry too, man.
You saw my face that night. You just kept saying, wow, Jay's
I
hurt.
was laughing so hard, bro. This guy's face, it looked like his fucking dog just died.
Whoa, relax. Don't jinx it. The man's turning 13, bro. Knock on wood.
Man looked like he just got his fucking lunch money stolen, bro.
Dude,
Like
I'm just happy I didn't bet on that fight, man. Been losing some stupid bets lately.
I know, you wanted to bet with me last podcast about that fight.
Dude, you should. Even that night, I'm like, who's taking Ruiz? Who's taking Ruiz? 10, 20, 30. Who's about it? Nobody was about it. Everybody should have taken my money. But, yeah, we'll close off with that. Boxing's back.